Hi guys, I'm gonna be reviewing a video called Can I Survive on Lidl Bakery for 1 week?
Lidl is known for budget goods, whether you're a university student.
Lidl is the biggest slave store in Europe for sure. It doesn't get much worse.
Like me, or you're an uncle trying to stretch your paycheck, then you know that Lidl is the place to be. Lidl is so accessible with stores
Yeah, it's cheap because it's cheap slave food.
placed in literally every area. But there's one thing that makes Lidl stand out, it's bakery. For as long as I can remember, Lidl Bakery has always been a staple. Whether you're looking for a quick snack or something to fill you up, you can always rely.
Bakeries and anything made out of seeds, this grain sludge, is the worst food on earth. There's just nothing worse that people eat in everyday life. It only has fiber, glyphosate, which makes you infertile, tons of toxins, anti-nutrients, and the only actual nutrient you get out of it is sugar. That's what carbohydrates are. So you're just eating sugar with toxins and fiber. That's it. And there's nothing worse on earth. Anybody who eats anything from a bakery is a slave. They're brainwashed.
On Lidl Bakery. However, if the Lidl Bakery is so accessible, affordable, and appetizing, then why don't people rely on it for their regular meals? The maths just doesn't add up. So I'm setting myself on a new side mission to see if I can survive on Lidl Bakery for 1 week. The rules for this challenge are simple.
Man, that's crazy. Okay, 1 week isn't gonna do extremely much damage, but do it for a month or two or even longer. I don't even know if you would live. Can you even survive that? You're only going to be living off of sugar and toxins. It's like eating candy with toxins, just even worse.
Number one, all meals must come from Lidl Bakery. Number two, I can't spend more than £3 per trip. Number three, I must exercise every day to stay healthy.
Man, that makes no sense. That's what people always say nowadays. As long as I exercise, I will be healthy, even though you only eat grain sludge. Where's the logic? Exercise is also unhealthy. So you eat bad food, which is unhealthy, and then you exercise, which is unhealthy. So you're double as unhealthy. You can't cancel out the unhealthy food with anything else, let alone by doing something that's also unhealthy. It's just so dumb.
So, can I survive on Lidl Bakery for 1 week? We'll have to see.
Yeah, obviously you will survive. It's not like you're gonna die from it. You're getting the macronutrient.
Day one, and the UK is just doing what the UK does best. Bad weather, it's literally raining right now, but that is not going to stop me from getting my bakery. I'm also using right now as an opportunity to get my daily steps in. I refuse to become a heavyweight champion by the end of this challenge. No thank you. Oh Lidl, me and you are about to have an...
You can gain weight from this because the carbohydrates will be turned into fat, partly, as much as your body can.
Venture. The options are many. Which ones do I pick? I don't know what to do. There's so much. And I love them all equally. It was time to pick up the iconic brown Lidl.
How can you love them? That's just an addiction. What else is it? It's grains ground up, made into sludge, then they bake them into this form, put tons of sugar, other drugs on it, inside of it, fill it up with some kind of other sugar slime, some soy protein, vegetable oils.
Bag and stuff this bag with some bakery. I didn't know what to get, so I kept it simple with what I already know, and I got this thing in which I call the circle swirl. Yes, it has a name, but I'm calling it the circle swirl because that's what we're doing around here. A toffee filled yum yum. This is so unhealthy, but it's Christmas, so I can do what I want. Something small for the boy.
It's all essentially equally unhealthy. The difference is really negligible.
Today, Lidl, we're just keeping it simple, man. This will definitely do the job for me today. I've spent a total of £1.73 today, so we're even on budget. This is looking exciting, man. And I've managed to do my 10k for the day. I was just walking. I'll check my phone. It will say, you have 5,000 steps, you're at 8,000 steps. Why was it taking me so long to get to the 10? This is going to be such a mission to be able to keep fit every day like this. It's time to indulge on the first thing. I've never had a toffee yum yum. I have no expectations of what it's going to be like, but in all honesty, it feels like the toffee is non-existent. It feels like I can see it. Lidl, are you playing games with me? How can I get to the last bite and that's when the toffee appears? I think this is a solid 8 out of 10, I'll be honest. It's nice. I'm gonna keep it light with a flapjack. Nobody can ever make me hate flapjacks, I'm telling you. Flapjacks can always be trusted. I've got my pan aux on deck. Listen, my French is not the best. Please bear with me as I'm learning my French. But
he actually looks like he has a somewhat well-developed face. it must be what he ate as a child, or his ancestors were really well developed wherever they came from. We can assume that they ate a lot of meat, obviously, as it is commonly done, but possibly also raw meat, blood, who knows. Wow. It's interesting, because if he would have eaten only this as a child, well, technically he wouldn't even be there then, because that's pure malnutrition, but if he would have eaten that for the most part, he would look a lot different. But yeah, I think it's the ancestors for the most part in this case, because the way most people grow up in the UK is horrible. What you get to eat there, he really only has to thank his ancestors.
Let me dive into this thing. It's so flaky. It's just dropping everywhere. The type of flakes that I'm seeing right now is that when your math teacher leans over and he looks at your work and you just see his dandruff.
By the way, just don't misquote me. I'm not saying that his face is well developed. It's just in comparison to most people today, it for sure isn't when you compare it to natural humans and his actual ancestors. But you can just see that it's somebody who had these good genes from the ancestors, but then grew up in the UK eating British food. That's kind of what you get out of it. It's still better than the actual British people.
Scrambling and falling all on your work like that. Is they even looking like Niagara Falls? Is they looking like the great snowman? The best thing about this thing is when you get to the last circle, you've munched around it very nice and you get to this last lovely, beautiful circle. You get to swallow it. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Oh! And just like that.
This kind of stuff is going to make you severely depressed and really malnourished, because you're only eating sugar. You're not getting any of the other nutrients at all. Just nothing. Not even any minerals. Even if there would be some leftover ones, super little amounts, you would still not be getting them because of the anti-nutrients. The phytic acid, for example. All the gut disruptors also. It's so bad for your gut. All the antibiotics pumped in there. Pesticides, herbicides. From the grains, absolute gut destruction. Your gut microbiome gets destroyed. You become depressed because of that alone. And then you're only eating sugar. It's going to make you so miserable. After a week of this, he's probably going to be acting, but he would have to be already pretty depressed.
But at the end of day one, I just kept it simple. 3 items. If you watch my videos, you should know by now that I have the smallest of appetite, so I can actually eat minimal food and I'll still be fine and I'll still feel full. The rest of the days are looking a lot more hectic, so this is as easy as it gets, I'll be honest. It's day 2 and we're not off to the best start. I've only just gonna miss the bus that would have got me to the gym on time, because I'm supposed to be going to the gym with my friends right now and I'm so late, so I'm gonna have to book a cab. This is about saving money and I'm here spending money. It's Christmas Eve right now and I'm about to do a whole lot of shopping possibly, so the amount of money I'm about to lose today is just making me feel a certain way. I need to start driving, man. I can't keep on living like this. Day 2 of fitness. I had big dreams, meal prep goals and protein schemes. But guess who folded? Yeah, that's me. I booked a cab, no steps, no spree. The look of shame, it hit my face. Like little bread, I lost my pace. Said I stay fit, no shortcuts near. Yet here I sat. The driver is here. Shakespeare, sign me please. Touchdown in the gym. I'm with my guy Brandon.
Ready for a pump session? ready for shoulders?
You see, I know nothing about the gym.
He's gonna get ripped, come on, like Hulk.
Dom arrived in the gym and then we started doing this shruggy workout. I don't know where they picked this workout from. Where is it from? I don't know who made it up because I was struggling. Even look at my face. This is the type of face that you make when you decided to trust Bossman's 50p chicken and then you link your toilet after just looking at the serious consequences and mistakes that you've made in your life. This unknown workout wanted to destroy me as well. But thankfully Brandon was there motivating me to...
He believes that he can go to the gym just like he can run, and that's gonna make up for him only eating grain sludge? What kind of a logic is this even?
And I'm gonna lose all my progress by doing this. Why? Because this is my use of my free will. So I picked up the iconic Homer Simpson donut, then I went to this heavyweight circle swirl, and after that, you know I had to keep it simple with the muffin that even looks like...
Donuts are just about the unhealthiest thing you can eat, oftentimes, usually, also made with vegetable oils, partly. Crazy, unhealthy. Just basically guaranteed heart disease.
Dandruff drops on top, but we'll talk about that. And then this hazelnut donut. Yeah, all of this is absolutely crazy.
Man, none of that is even food. That's why it is so cheap. How can real food be that cheap? Think about how much a steak alone costs. Okay, muscle meat is kind of overpriced, but whatever part of the animal you would choose, you would get not even one piece of meat out of this.
This is not good for my health at all, but at least I'm balancing it out with the gym.
Who's next? Please come down. Who's next? Please come down.
Lady, I'm coming down, please. Honestly, a big shout out to anyone that's working in retail during this Christmas period, because this thing is absolute chaos. It's so packed and there are so many people just messing things up. People are just boring these workers every second, they can't rest. I then went into JD and I bumped into my cousin Zachary, and even he was getting bothered every 2 seconds. I couldn't even talk to him because everyone's like, can I have the shoes? Can I have this? Can I have that? There is no rest in retail. After my Christmas shopping, I just wanted to eat food. The smell of food was just coming in my nose. I'm starving and I have to eat Lidl bakery. I'm in a train station right now and I'm not even here to catch a train. I'm here to just eat my Lidl bakery. I am actually starving. I can't wait until I get home anymore. My boss is coming soon, so I need to be fast.
It's like being on a fruitarian diet, just a lot worse. No minerals at all and way more toxins, but also pretty much pure starvation.
As well. If this is my definition of speed eating, then I have nothing on my stony. If I even tried to enter a speed eating competition, they might stone me. This performance is terrible. I'm a naturally slow eater, but I gobbled that down in 30 seconds. That's a new world record. Once again, Guinness World Records, if you need my name in the books, just let me know. I'm ready to be part of the books. After a chaotic day of Christmas shopping, I finally got home and now I get to consume my second item of my little bakery. This is the muffin in question, by the way. I love blueberry muffins with a passion. I didn't even know this had blueberry, but I love it. We're back again for dinner. This is what we call the Homer Simpson donut. If pink had a taste, it would taste like this. This just tastes like pink. Whoever was at the back in Lidl.
It's insane that humans eat that nowadays because they're blind to what they are eating. It's like they are in a trance. They're literally living in some kind of a dream where they look at grains ground up, made into sludge, baked into these forms. Then they add some kind of sugar sprinkles and whatever pink color on it. People have no idea what it's even made out of. And then they eat it. And they just taste all the drugs and the sugar and have no idea how many toxins they are consuming, which will make them infertile. And they just eat it. It's just to trap you. It's fake. It's not food. But you don't get it because it's so overwhelming to your senses because you grow up as a child already eating similar stuff, so your senses are used to it and if anything even addicted to it. So you just don't even question what you're eating. But when you realize what it is, there's just some ground up grains made into these forms with tons of drugs and coloring, then you realize that it's not real food at all. And once you wake up to this, once you wake up to what pastries, what bread is, noodles, it's like crazy, like it blows your mind. Wow, oh, that's what I've been eating my whole life? But he doesn't get it. He's completely stuck in the matrix.
Picking up this donut, you did well. Congratulations. I hope that they're paying you a lot for this because you deserve it. Also for dinner, we've got this cinnamon bun swirl thing. Alright.
Look, it's just super thick grain sludge with some sugar, whatever, cinnamon, whatever the fuck on top. It doesn't fucking matter, it's all the same. And look at it, it's crazy, and people eat that, they literally eat that. I mean, that's crazy. I ate it my whole life. I get it. Still, when you're out of it, it's insane.
Now I am so full, I'm actually forcing myself to eat this. After one bite, I realized that my belly cannot contain this at the moment.
Oh, and the belly, yeah, because the grain sludge gets stuck to the intestines also over the years. It's insane. And then you can't even absorb any nutrients anymore. And then you're diagnosed with all of these strange diseases, which nobody can explain. That's what I would say. Bloody fucking hell, mate. And this is what everybody in the UK eats, innit?
Today, you're gonna witness history. The first word that comes to my mind is just viscous. I'm not even sure if that's the right terminology, but this just feels viscous. It's a solid 6 out of 10. Was one piece or not enough? How greedy. Not gonna lie, this literally just tastes like bread with a tiny bit of cheese. Time for me to have the
Yeah, of course, because the cheese is too expensive, you can put a lot of it on it.
third pizza, but I'm gonna have to slap this one in the microwave because this needs some photosynthesis applied to it. When you put food in the microwave,
Yeah, of course, now at least he got some cheese, which is why he probably feels super slightly better. That was the best he ate so far. And the bread is super hard because it's just hardened grain sludge. That's why you need to bake it, make it warm again, make it somewhat soft so that it's somewhat edible. But that's really the true form of it. That hard piece of shit, that's what it is. Yeah.
Lidl's bakery is known to be cheap, so today we're gonna make sure that it stays cheap. As I entered Lidl, I scanned for what bakery I should get for today because we have to keep it small. So I'm looking at the different prices and I decided to pick out a few items, and I remember that Lidl, because I've been a loyal customer, they gave me a free bakery treat. This means that I'm able to consume a good 3 items while still limiting myself to spending only £1.50. But no, of course the mathematician of the year, when I fumbled it, I didn't even total up the items and it came out to
Of course, the pound has more worth than the euro, for example, but still it's like, what, 2 euros? Think about it. How can you buy food for 2 euros? You can't even buy like 50 grams of meat for 2 euros. Yeah, maybe at Lidl you can, but any kind of normal meat, I suppose, but whatever. Anyway, it's gonna be a very small amount. Crazy, crazy. That should be the biggest red flag, that it's so cheap.
£1.74, so I had to go and give one of the items away to my friend Pete. The look of disgust hit my face because I knew I wanted to eat it. This is all I have for the whole day. I'm traveling as well. This time around, they actually filled this yum yum with real toffee. They didn't just leave it to the end. My second and final meal of the day. This is dark. You're telling me that...
And it just makes me sick to even look at it. Think about actually eating this kind of garbage. Every day even eating that for one meal, only this grain sludge. It's disgusting.
2 items is supposed to last me till the morning. I then traveled across the country.
The only reason some of it is edible is because there's some cheese on top.
For one of my friends leaving gatherings, and everybody around me was just eating food and I was starving. I just wanted to eat. There was so...
Yeah, and you are starving when you only eat seeds, because as I said, they only have sugar. It's very similar to a fruitarian, and you're just obsessed with real food. If anybody eats any meat or even cheese, you just go crazy.
Much. I'm talking about jollof and all types of beautiful foods. Breaking news. We interrupt your video watch with important information surrounding the Lidl Bakery Challenge. Tomiwa TP, the man determined to survive on Lidl Bakery for 1 week, has officially failed on day 6. Sources revealed that the downfall began with his eyes. Yes, his eyes. Surrounded by the aroma of food and the sight of people indulging, Tomiwa's determination began to crumble. And then the final blow. Fried chicken and mac and cheese appeared on the scene. Unable to resist the temptation, Tomiwa broke the rules of his challenge and gave in. Stay tuned.
That's pretty interesting because vegans don't eat such a bad diet, but they also eat incredibly many grains. And then they also add some protein powders, all kinds of other extracted chemicals, tons of processed food, and then they somehow get more out of it. They don't only get sugar, of course. They do get some protein and some plant fats, not actual animal fat, not real fat, what you need. But that's why they can survive for longer. But it's interesting because vegans also have this very similar craving as he did after 6 days already. For vegans it takes a few weeks or months, but they also go completely nuts when they have meat and cheese around them. Already after 1 or 2 months of veganism, you go completely crazy when you see people eating meat.
As we follow Tomiwa TP's post-failure reflections. The moment I got home, instant regret hit me. I just realized that I actually fumbled 6 days worth of hard...
You should have never done this challenge in the first place, man. Who cares?
So obviously, we know that you have your important marathon run coming up, the half marathon in April, isn't it?
Imagine eating only stuff from bakeries and then running a marathon. Guaranteed heart attack. But okay, he doesn't do that still. You can easily experience heart failure during marathons. It happens a lot.
Yep, April.
So I wanted to make sure that you're nice and you're prepared for this marathon.
Okay.
Therefore-
Okay.
You can try to prepare your body as much as possible, but at the end of the day, your heart can still give up. Your heart is just not made for it. Your whole body is not made for it.
What you got? What you got for me? What you got? What do you think? Scary now. Scary me.
Open it. Go ahead.
Eesh. Are you crazy?
Yeah, man.
Are you crazy?
It's for you.
Is this? Are you for real?
It's for you.
The colors of the shoes are interesting, but he's essentially giving him the tools to destroy his health, if not even worse. I know that it's supposed to be a gift, but it's the gift of death, potentially.
100%.
God, thank you so much.
No
Damn.
worries, man.
Jeez, I'm gonna be running every day now. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Come as well, I love it.
If you want to be able to support Brandon on this run, then donate using the link on the screen and it will be in my
Donate for his run? Why does he need money to run?
description as well. It will be
Oh, for the hospital afterwards. For the heart surgery.
such a blessing. Please donate with his incredible journey. It's going to go a long way.
Any
Thank you
donations,
very much.
thank you so much. Thank you.
It was a pretty interesting experiment. I've never seen anybody do something like this. Simply because we could see that after 6 days already, he craved cheese and meat so incredibly much. That's why I was saying it's very similar to what happens to vegans, except that they don't only eat pastries, bread, only seeds. Although a lot of them eat mostly seeds, they still get this other stuff, which is why the cravings appear somewhat later. But I've heard some pretty crazy stories of vegans not even realizing where they are anymore. They just see meat and eat it, even though they want to be vegan, because the cravings are so insane that they just go and eat chicken, beef, whatever. Seeing as obviously our bodies signal us what to eat. We are our bodies, obviously, but just so you understand. And that's why sometimes you can just go on autopilot, so to speak, and it will just go after whatever it wants. Because that's all that matters: survival, nourishment. And what he did causes malnourishment, which is why obviously he just couldn't anymore. These kind of challenges can tell us a lot about our bodies, society also partly. Of course, at the end of the day, I can't support any of them because you're destroying your health. Yes, people can learn from it. People are stupid, they do stupid stuff, which is why people will keep doing them. Cold challenges, heat challenges, running 88 kilometers to Brighton, and whatever kind of nonsense. And we can always see that the results are bad, and we can learn from it, except that people nowadays don't learn from it. Maybe somebody will see that and think, oh, what if I try to eat from the bakery of Aldi, another slave store, or I'll try to only eat rice and porridge for a week. It's just, it will all turn out bad anyway, because you're going against your body. Whenever you go against your body, whatever it is, whether it's exercising, eating garbage food, then you will always try to go back to what you actually want to do. In the case of the crazy exercising, you will want to just lay on the couch all the time because you're so exhausted. And in the case of eating garbage food, you will just go back to eating meat and cheese and whatever, because that's what you really crave. And it will just always be the same, because a challenge is all about going against your body. That's what all of them are about. You don't want to be in the cold or in extreme heat. You want to be at your natural body temperature. So in the end, you go back to that anyway. You go back into a room where the temperature is nice, or you go out into the sun after the cold. Whatever it is, it's always the same. Challenging your body is to go against your senses. That's what it means, which everybody hates because we love comfort naturally. And then it still ends up with you going back to that, whether it's for some hours, days, or for weeks because of the trauma, depending on how bad it is. It's always the same anyway. all of these challenges come to the same results, whether they realize it or not. But everybody who watches this video sees it. This guy goes back to eating meat and cheese. The vegans do the same, usually after a 30-day challenge. They at the very least become vegetarians because they can't live without animal foods, because that's how it naturally is. The runners can't even run oftentimes anymore. They even end up in wheelchairs, or at the very least they just stop running if they stop soon enough. The people who do cold plunges end up obsessing with heat. It's always the same, every challenge. Never challenge your body. Listen to your natural senses. Thanks for watching.